Coach Vogel, hi. You guys had a team that presented their neck without LeBron, and you stepped on it. You haven't really done that in the last couple of weeks or the last couple of games. Why did it happen today? And, why did it happen today?
Well, that's a good question. You want it to happen every single time. Probably because we hadn't done it the last 2 times that we got up 18 in New York and Philly, and I think our guard was up to not let that happen again.
A lot of times this time of year, everyone says we're in playoff mode. You legitimately are playing for the final 2 seeds in the East. You're going against a playoff possibility tonight, and Toronto. What does this team need to do going from 3 wins and into Canada?
Well, we got to keep playing, with desperation. We said all along whether LeBron played or not, or if they rested any guys, it didn't really matter what the Cavs were doing tonight. We had to worry about us and playing to a standard and do whatever it took to get a W. And that's got to be the mindset going into Toronto. We're in the driver's seat in terms of our playoff seeding. In terms of getting, clinching a playoff berth and getting the 7th seed, we got to keep taking care of our own business. So there's only one game in front of us right now, and that's the Toronto game, and we got to go win that game.
Coach, your bench put up 50 points. How important is it, especially at this time of year, to be able to go to your depth like that?
It's definitely we're hoping that's going to be a strength of ours this year's. Going into the playoffs, we've had some teams where the bench was a weakness, and I think it's going to be the opposite this year. I think this year's bench is going to carry us through stretches, not just in these closing games, but hopefully if we clinch a playoff spot, into the playoffs.
On that note about the bench, Solomon Hill, you started him for the second half. If you can just explain just how he was able to be effective against Kevin Love.
Yeah, I've always felt that was a good matchup for us. I actually felt that last year. When he was guarding LeBron, when Paul was out, and Kevin Love kind of, had his way with us a little bit in a couple games. I felt like if we slid solo over there would be okay, but we didn't have anybody to guard LeBron. So we weren't able to do that. And, when Kevin Love got hot in the first half, LeBron was doing a good job, but to guard his pick and rolls with Kyrie, it's a lot of chasing. And, LeBoy wasn't doing a bad job, but it just Solo was a better matchup in that situation. So, when he got hot early, we decided to just be proactive in the second half and take that away right away.
Did you notice confidence not only with Solomon but throughout your roster shooting the 3?
Well, yeah, we played small more, and Solo knocked down a couple of shots, and he made I forget the number, but he made a ton of threes last year. He hasn't had a steady diet of being an everyday player for us this year, so his shooting numbers aren't that good this year, but he's a capable 3-point shooter, and when he got extended minutes tonight, he knocked down a couple big shots early. Really was part of that group that broke open the game in the first half. And look, when he's knocking down threes and guarding the way he guards, we're pretty good.
Frank, you mentioned just wanting to win, just getting a win. Paul said the same thing, but there's also the other side of that from a particular point of view of you had to close out late against Philadelphia, a lesser opponent in New York that kind of gave you a tough game, and now tonight you got to win against Cleveland without LeBron. Are you worried about how you're winning and who you're playing when you win? Or are you just, simply trying to win, get in the playoffs, and then take it from there?
Try to win. Obviously you want to win by 50 every game, and especially when you get a lead, you want to hold it and keep building on it, but it's the NBA. There's a lot of possessions. When teams are down, they're going to play with more fight. So, it's not always easy to put a team away, especially when you're on the road like we were in Philadelphia and New York. But guys did a good job of that tonight.
Do you give any thought to starting Solo?
Yeah, we'll think about it. I've actually thought about it a lot, but we'll see. We'll kind of go game by game, and I like the idea of him playing with that Miles Turner, Ty Lawson group. Rodney and CJ running alongside him, but everything's an option right now at this point.
You may have been asked, but what did he do to kind of get Kevin Love under control after he had that great first quarter?
Well, he's such a unique matchup. Kevin Love is that you have to have somebody with the the speed and ability to close out to him on a 3-point line while, blitzing the Kyrie Irving or LeBron or these elite ball handlers and get back to Kevin Love. And if you just throw a guard on him, Kevin will take you down into the post. Solo's got that versatility to try to do both, to battle him enough in the low post while still being able to get out to him at the 3-point line.
There was that point when you had the 18-point lead in the third quarter, and they were making a little bit of a comeback, and then Paul George made consecutive plays, a 3-point play and a 3-pointer. What do you think he was consciously being assertive like that, or did the game just kind of flow that way for him? Can you talk about that stretch of the game?
Yeah, he just had a good rhythm all night, and obviously 10 for 17 is a strong performance, 4 for 9 from the 3-point line, and he was scoring in the post. He was scoring in a lot of ways. Scoring in the post, kind of off of pin downs and, weak side action, using pick and rolls, setting pick and rolls, a lot of different ways. So, I think he, like all of us, didn't want to see us lose another 18-point lead. So he picked it up during that stretch for sure.
Did that kind of pop into your head when you saw the scoreboard? 18 points, third quarter again.
I mentioned that to the refs. Yeah, that what we had done the last two games. But our guys are well aware, and we're well aware that, the game's never over. I mean, no matter what the score is, and you're going to get up on teams, and teams are going to keep fighting and not quitting. So you got to play 48 minutes. It's that simple.
Those guys talked in there like in the past when you've had those leads, the offense kind of slowed down, guys walking the ball up the court, that type of thing. Has that been something you've been emphasizing about? Keep playing with pace?
We did talk about that. Well, just that we have to keep scoring. We got to play with pace, and we got to execute offensively. And it's not just about protecting the lead by getting stops, but building it up by keep scoring.
When you first hear that LeBron's not playing, is your gut reaction, well, hey, good, that increases our chances of winning, or do you have a reaction?
Well, you have to just you have to understand that they still have all-stars on their team, and they've they're a 1 seed for a reason, not just because of LeBron James. They're a good team, and they've got guys that can beat you. So it really just comes down to being single-minded in your focus of what you have to do that game. You don't get excited that the guy's in or out. You just say, okay, that guy's out, so this is what we have to do to win this game.